we do have one more Prager youth thing we're going to do. Like I said, we're going to watch most of it in the post game. I want to get to talking to Matt about his new book, but let's watch that minute.
This is so unfair. How am I'm gonna be the only... I can't believe What? I can't believe Mom and Dad. All my friends are going on a beach trip next month that costs $100, and Mom and Dad are making me pay my own way, even though I told them I only have $10 left in my purse.
Nice. Maybe this will teach you some financial responsibility.
Whatever, Leo. That's what Mom and Dad said. You think you're so smart. Remember, I'm your older sister. Don't you lecture me on financial responsibility.
Well, I was just reading about the father of economics, and I think he can help you.
Who is economics?
Economics isn't a who, it's a what, and it has to do with things related to making and saving money. This guy invented the economic system that we use in America. It's called capitalism.
I need to make money fast. Let's go learn about capitalism. From its dad?
Well, we'll have to go back in time to Scotland. That is where Adam Smith was from.
I've always wanted to see Scotland.
Maybe we'll see the Loch Ness Monster.
Hello there, laddie and lassie.
I'm Leo, and this is my sister Layla.
Yes, yes. And you're from the future, and you're studying for an economics test. Crivens. You future kids in all your tests.
They got lazy with the storytelling.
Exactly.
They got lazy, right, with the storytelling, because like they just wanted to skip past it. I guess.
And how many future kids are visiting him? This is the story I want to hear. Like, like I want time traveling Adam Smith now. Come on, this is.
Yeah, that this is just this routine hassle that that people are always coming back and visiting him. That's awesome.
Like, class, not again.
I hate. I was trying an accent that was coming out fucking like Transylvanian, but so I'm not gonna try. But he's like, I hate when these Latina coded 18-year-old women come with who literally thought economics was name, because economics. Like, let's say you didn't know what economics was. You would assume it's a name, right? That sounds...
Yeah, no, that sounds like a name of a person. That is definitely the first thought you would have.
Like, when I hear, like, OMIC, like, that suffix, I'm definitely like, oh, yes, like, all of the people I know, like, Jaronomic and Gregoromics, you know what I mean? It's just a really poor joke. Anyway. So.
Yeah, no, but if I had a nickel for every every baby shower I've gone to where they named the child economics, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah, she's basically wearing a dunce cap. But let's see what.
No, exactly. It's the laziest joke ever. I mean, it's just as I've been suggesting with great subtlety in my commentary so far. I think there's some weird psychosexual shit going on here. It's like the same principle as their obsession with AOC. But in any case, let's keep going.
We are from the future, but my sister here needs to make $100 pretty quick, and we thought you could help.
Ugh, why didn't you say so? Let me tell you about capitalism. Before I came around, people believed that there was a set amount of wealth for the entire world.
Oh my god, I totally know what wealth means.
It means money, that things you have, like how many things you can buy.
I was totally gonna say that, Leo.
Before capitalism, people believed that...
I'll bet that dumb bitch didn't know what wealth meant. Just awesome. I also love that, like that the Adam Smith is just like the laziest Scottish caricature ever.
He's literally Shrek. I mean, I really expect him to go like donkey.
I remember watching a first season episode of Highlander the series, and they had better accents than this.
I loved Highlander the series, but yes, fair.
Yeah, no, specifically first season. Like they just didn't have the budget to really pull this stuff off. They're like dressing up Vancouver to be, ancient Scotland.
Yeah. That wasn't my problem with Highlander, but all right, let's not get it.
All right. Well, we'll put a pin in that thought and go back to the video.
More wealth for one meant less for others. This type of economic system limited trade, led to violence, and made some people really rich and most people really, really poor. In capitalism, if everyone focuses on making the best products and services, the wealth of the world is limitless. Even if they're just focusing on themselves, everyone will benefit. Their own self-interest will lead to more happiness and more peace.
So, greed is good.
No, Leo. Self-interest is different from being selfish or greedy. It means doing what is best for yourself will lead to rewards for everyone. If you're a generous and helpful person, you'll be rewarded with friends. If you run a business that is honest and fair, your reward will be loyal customers.
And your customers will benefit from loving what you have to offer.
How do you know what is fair to charge? Who decides who gets to make more money or less money?
Excellent question, Layla. No person decides, and certainly no government does. Fairness is determined by what I call the invisible hand of the market.
Yikes, invisible hand?
I know it sounds spooky, but it just means that the economy runs best when costs and wages are determined naturally by the market. That's when people can negotiate freely about what to charge and what to pay.
So no one should force you to pay more than what you want?
That's right, Leo. Now, what type of business are you going to make?
People might pay to hear me sing. La 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 la.
Or we can pay you not to sing.
Any other ideas? Layla?
We do have 2 giant lemon trees in our backyard that are blooming right now. I have
fucking knew they were gonna do
$10 for other
lemonade
supplies. We could have a lemonade stand.
That's a great business idea, Layla.
Okay, I was gonna remember when I was joking for those. I don't know how many people do the post game without the original show, but we watched that clip of Prager saying that children don't contribute to society, and I don't know if I said or was thinking of saying like, well, unless they like form a lemonade stand or something, like literally like the one like most like the biggest trope of child free enterprise capitalism. There, like this will make that little kid, yeah.
And I love too, like the example of the lemonade stand. Who pays for the lemons and like all the stuff, like all the supplies for it is the parents. It's like if you really think about it, lemonade stands are basically like the parents spend all this money. The kids maybe make $20 out of the whole deal, but after the parents spend like $30-$40 for everything. So
yeah, it's crony capitalism. It's government picking winners and losers.
Exactly.
Well, good thing modern capitalism doesn't have the inequality that Adam Smith mentioned, nor there was something else that he mentioned that would never be the case now, I think.
We're like a few people get rich and everybody else remains poor. That doesn't happen now at all. But I also want to point out the background music is the most bland stock Scottish music, like done on some some kind of synthesizer with where they just program it in and run through a MIDI track or something.
I just think it's good. It's just lucky for Adam Smith that he didn't live in Ireland instead of Scotland, or else PragerU would totally have him dressed like a leprechaun.
Yeah, as it is, they have him like hanging out on a cliff. He's a fucking academic. They have him, like literally like a forest nymph.
Yeah, shouldn't he be in his like study writing?
With a quilt or something, right? I don't know. I feel like
it's the high road from the song.
Oh, man, you're so much better at accents than me. I was going all Dracula on everyone's asses, but they could have had he could have even lived in like a nice little almost like a hobbit home with a window and then like the cliffs, the Scottish Highlands in the background. But he's literally just standing like on a golf course.
By a moor.
No, it's just like there's some PragerU writers' room where it's like, I don't know what between us. What do we know about Scotland?
Well, I watched one episode of Highlander the series.
How cynical do you think that writer's room is? That's what I want to know. Like, is it sincere or is it like, are they like, okay, all right, we need the background, all right, we got to tell the anime, or they probably outsource the background, right? They probably just
it's probably like some North Korean animation company doing this.
That's a good point.
Which, by the way, they actually do export a lot of animation to North Korea. And there's a great book called Pyongyang. It's a graphic novel about one animator's experience there, and it's fantastic. Just check it out. Yeah,
that's very interesting. All right, should we?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, but Layla, there's already a lemonade stand in our neighborhood. Kenny and Karen have theirs 3 blocks away. Won't they get mad?
Under capitalism, competition is goods. The invisible hand naturally guides competing businesses to improve the quality of their goods and services. If Ken and Karen act in the best interest, they won't get mad. They'll try and make better lemonade than you.
Let's go make lemonade, Layla. I'll get lemons from our trees, and you use your $10 to buy the other supplies we need. Bye, Mr. Smith.
Goodbye, kids. Good luck.
2 more lemonades.
People are loving our lemonade.
This is the best lemonade in town.
I thought I hated work, but this is great. I'm gonna have more money than I've ever had.
You're gonna have money. This is Layla's lemonade. You're my baby brother.
Yeah, I thought I hated work, but it turns out when I own the means of production, I like it.
and did you see Loch Ness popped its head up at the end of their time in Scotland? And of course, little blue-haired McFreak there missed it.
Too busy learning nerd shit from Adam Smith to notice the actual sea monster.
Oh my God, Leo! Look, it's Loch Ness monster. Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to get home and start my business.
We're talking to Adam Smith here,
the Godfather. Yeah, that is a good point. Like I only started with a small loan of a lemon tree from my parents. There's a small loan.
And you're helping me get the money for my beach trip.
I'm no baby. In fact, I'm your employee. And if I'm not making any money, then I'm out of here. I could be researching stocks and watching the global markets. Bye.
Wait, Leo, don't go. Oh no.
It's an 8-year-old
What
kid.
have I done? What am I gonna do? I'm going back to, what was his name again? Oh, Adam Smith.
What was his name?
Hello, Layla. How's the lemonade stand going? Where's your brother?
Mr. Smith, the stand was going good. I don't really like talking to all the customers, but I was making good money. The big problem is that Leo walked off the job and now I'm all alone.
That doesn't sound like Leo. Why did he leave?
He got upset that I wasn't paying him. I thought he was just helping me get to my goal, but he wanted some of the money.
Ah, sounds like Leo acted in his self-interest.
Yeah, I guess so. I need $100 fast, but I need Leo's help too. What should I do?
Bosses have to pay their employees and give them benefits. Pay too much, and your business will fail because of lack of profit. Pay too little, and you'll also fail because your employees will leave. It's the invisible hand that will lead you to the right decision.
Wait, all of them are 8 and have all of their needs taken care of if they walk off the job. Like that's what the fuck. Oh my God, that's
it's amazing. I also love that they're so committed to the bit about just how dumb Layla is that they can't even have her remember the name of the person she just traveled back in time to talk to. It's like, oh, what was that? Oh, Adam Smith, right?
Yeah, it's she at this point, she needs to get special attention if she's really that. She literally is cannot remember her own friends' names at that point. If they're oh, this is my friend Rebecca, she could be like, who are you talking about?
Rebecca, right?
Oh yeah. Finally, they had that surfer dude. It's a voice I could fucking do, and the polyglot Andy over there. He's like, "This is the best lemonade in town." I like that guy, but that's the only one I can do. But yeah, I mean, it is a really good. I mean, I know it's a children's show, but it is a really good representation of the mindset of they're using their parents' lemon tree, and then when he quits, he has no issue quitting because he's literally going back into the perfect social safety net of living with his parents and having all of his food and subsistence and housing taken care of. Which, if we all had that social safety net for all of our lives, then I think we'd probably make the same decision, right?
Yeah, no, totally. Why would you? Yeah, I mean, like, why would you accept any kind of shit on the job if you could just leave at any time and be totally fine? Which does take me back to this. I just want to replay this last part when he's explaining wages.
Do.
Bosses have to pay their employees and give them benefits. Pay too much, and your business will fail because of lack of profit. Pay too little, and you'll also fail because your employees will leave. It's the invisible hand that will lead you to the right decision.
I think I know just what it will take to get Leo back and make sure he's a happy employee.
So, yeah, just, it's fine. The invisible hand will take care of it. I mean, just, obviously, you pay people too much, your profits will suffer. But, if you pay people the exact amount that they're desperate enough to be willing to work for, then everything is fine. And by everything, I mean you.
Yeah, and I've never heard of anybody really going out of business because they pay their employees too much.
Yeah,
I would like.
Oddly, that's not a common problem.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about this problem.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, well, if like that right there is a pretty good explanation of why capitalism minus labor unions, the regulatory state, etc., is nightmarish. Because, yeah, I mean, gotta, don't want profits to suffer, so gotta pay people the exact amount that you think will keep them working for you. That they'll be desperate enough that they're willing to work. They're willing to work for that, which for anybody who's not in Leo's position, that they can just continue to live off of mom and dad like they always have.
The literal nanny state. He probably has a literal nanny who's going to go take care of him.
Yeah, I'm going to say any 8-year-old who's reading the Financial Times and knows who Adam Smith is 100% has a nanny.
Seems to know who Gordon Gekko is, which means that movie is probably a lot. That movie's probably on repeat, right? Wall Street in that household. It's probably
yeah. They have like a VCR in the kids' room, and it just is the only tape in there is Wall Street.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're just like, oh well, if you're not going to pay me, I'm just going to go back to reading up about stocks. Yeah, a kid who's reading up about stocks not only has a nanny, but he might or might not recognize his mom.
Exactly.
May also be a psychopath.
And most people turning down minimum wage jobs could just be investing, in stocks because they have the capital. This kid, I believe, actually probably did get a starter portfolio and is just reading up on it.
Capitalism's a really good system, Mr. Smith.
Thanks, Layla. If you practice my teachings and have good lemonades, you, Leo, and your customers will get what you want. When done right, everybody wins with capitalism.
Okay, bye again.
Goodbye, Layla. Enjoy your work and enjoy the reward of your beach trip.
This is so much fun, and we're making so much money.
Thanks for coming back to work, Leo.
You made me an offer I couldn't refuse. 30% of the profit, the business named after both of us, and stock options when we go public.
I'm going to have enough money to go on as many beach trips as I want. What are you going to do with all your money?
Bitcoin.
If you're interested in time traveling with Leo and Layla again, please subscribe and watch more of their adventures. And be sure to download the free Prager U app today.
Well, on the plus side, that little shit lost all of his money.
Yeah, he should have spent less time at the lemonade stand and more time researching risky bubble investments.
I was reading up on the history of lemons because of this bit, and apparently, lemons weren't really that commonplace until right around Adam Smith's lifetime. But would he have known that because he wasn't a sailor? Because it was a Scottish physician, James Lind, who discovered the use of lemons to prevent scurvy.
And by the way that Andy knew that is that he actually traveled back in time and met Bet what's his name? James Lind.
James
right?
Lind, yes. James Lind was giving me some haggis.
He's like, "Hello, Andy. I know why you're here. You're here to learn about the history of fucking lemons. I get it. Okay, big whoop. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot going
Lemons
on
weren't cultivated until the 1500s, and
Yeah, there's a lot going on with the lemons. But the fact that she gives him basically co-ownership of the business, is that how capitalism runs?
Yeah, I don't think she was paying careful enough attention to Adam Smith. I believe what Adam Smith told her to do was to pay him the bare minimum that would keep him on the job, that keep him from from just like choosing unemployment as a superior alternative. And I guess, we know that she's not very good at remembering things or paying attention. So she was like, no, I'm going to make him the co-owner of the business and put his name on it. It's like, that's not at all what Adam Smith told you to do.
give him a large portion of the profits and stock options.
Yeah, when he was saying how fun it was, I was like, really, I was about to question that. But then when I found out he got 30% of the business, he basically worked. He had a worker co-op going on over there with his sister. She's so dumb that she probably has terrible business sense, though, right? She cannot understand.
She also doesn't have people skills, which is weird because, like, you'd think somebody that hot would have people skills.
I feel a little uncomfortable calling her hot. I agree how the animators were coding her. I think they're going for like a fantasy of an AOC that basically admits how dumb she is and then just comes around, right? That's kind of what. And I guess Leo is like the blue-haired kid. I saw some people mentioning that, but like he has no, like, I don't know. He just reads as like a really weird young Republican. He should be
a blue-haired Ben Shapiro.
He should be wearing a suit to school, basically. He definitely does.
Yeah, he gets swirlies every day and shoved in his locker.
Yeah, most definitely. I assume there's some plot point here where there's like some episode where he's red pilled about Reaganism and all that, and and it's just weird he never stops drying his hair blue after that. And like I guess I guess it's like Tim Pool with his beanie, right? He still dresses like the skater punk he was when Occupy Wall Street started, even though he's like a conservative pundit now.
Yeah, and that beanie's got a smell. You were there in person, Ben. You probably witnessed it, but
yeah. Or does he just have?
Is he like Seth from The Fly and has like 15 beanies that he cycles through every day?
Possibly, yeah. Awesome. Now, I do think probably that video is slightly unfair to Adam Smith, who probably had a lot more nuance to many things that he said than you would get out of that video.
Probably a better Scottish accent.
Yes, probably didn't sound like Shrek, and probably didn't spend every waking moment of his life standing by the cliffs. So it's like, oh right, Scotland, the Highlands, and in front of the Loch Ness. I guess I've been to the Loch Ness. I don't know if there are cliffs right in front of it, but whatever.
Yeah, I've never journeyed to Scotland, so I don't have any stories other than watching Highlander.
Fair enough. By the way, it took me a minute, but I was thinking about our cold open video, and one of the lyrics in her rap was about they're teaching new beliefs in school. So is she claiming that like Utah schools are all doing like wokeness and Marxism and critical race theory in Utah?
Yeah, it's a problem, Ben. It's everywhere.
Seems like it, yeah. Or just like it's happening in general. It's kind of like the nationalization of politics that they probably do, right? But it's very.
In 2016, every teacher dyed their hair blue and became a lesbian. You missed this?
Yeah, exactly. Prager admitted that Brett Smith developed an early version of the labor theory of value.
Why would you say that specifically, or would you say that specifically you have to be left wing to believe in that?
No, I mean, clearly not, right? I mean,
Right.
Like, even though I actually do think Adam Smith probably spent more time thinking about like labor conditions than you got out of that video, but yeah, I mean, and I guess it's a little bit complicated with whether Smith's, some of what he says suggests something like labor theory value, but yeah, no, it's a very like Smith, Ricardo, like the classical economists before Marx tended to believe some version of that the value of a commodity was ultimately a function of the labor time that went into it. And I think it's, I mean, they weren't drawing socialist conclusions from that. They were just, like that. That's just their analysis of how that worked. And I do think, I don't necessarily, and I think the converse is true too, right? So it's like both, not only clearly, obviously you can believe some version of that without being a leftist, but also I think you can have all of the lefty economic conclusions without necessarily thinking that, right? I mean, there are economists who are, politically sympathetic to Marxism who, don't think about value that way just because economics has changed a lot since the 19th century. But and so I think there probably are, so I think there are like intellectually respectable reasons that it shifted away from that. But I also do think that probably the fact that it became so associated with Marx is probably accelerated people being like, yeah, let's go look for other stuff, now.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to everyone who did not want to learn anything of like, nerdy concrete value. But I got hung up from a Lilo and Layla video, but I got hung up on the LTV. Yeah, you know me. But I was curious because I think I'm less knowledgeable about Adam Smith than Ben and Andy. You seem very knowledgeable of at least his act. You have a better working understanding of how he might have talked.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, historically, the Scottish accent. No,
yeah. and you have a better understanding of like what the lemon situation was.
Yeah. Yes. I can speak to the lemon situation of Scotland in the 1740s.
You have been watching free public content from Give Them an Argument. To access every single episode of the show, the main show on Monday nights, all of the streams, all of the debate breakdowns, all of the patron-exclusive postgames on Monday nights, all of the patron-exclusive bonus episodes every week, and much, much more, go to patreon.com/Ben Burgis. I cannot resist ending this with, don't be foolish.